So I have this cookbook, Cooking for Wizards, Warriors, and Dragons. 125 unofficial recipes inspired by The Witcher, Game of Thrones, The Broken Earth, and other fantasy favorites. Recipes by Isabel Minuni. I like this border design around the book. But yeah, I got this from Joann's back when Joann's existed. Just flip through a little bit. I love the pages. There's a lot of like detailed pictures in the margins. I'm just gonna read the names of the recipes, but let me know in the comments if you like this book and you want me to read through more of the recipes. See, look how nice this is. It's so pretty. Breakfast and second breakfast brunch. Overnight oats with pistachios, inspired by S.A. Chakraborty's The Devabad trilogy. Salted fried fish, inspired by Ursula K. Le Guin's Earthsea Cycle series. Cinnamon porridge with blueberry jam and toast. Ladies' first continental breakfast. Oh, wait. This one was inspired by Patricia C. Reid's Enchanted Forest Chronicles. And this is inspired by Anne McCaffrey's Dragon Riders of Pern series. Rice, pickles, and miso soup, inspired by Leanne Hearn's Tales of the Otori series. Chilled citrus fruit salad, inspired by Tamara Pierce's Song of the Lioness series. Kvoth's 5-iron penny breakfast, inspired by Patrick Rothfuss's The King Killer Chronicles series. Polish potato pancakes, Plakies Zemniacy, inspired by Andrzej Sapkowski's The Witcher series. Perfectly hot beef pho. No, pho. Why did I say pho? Pho. Inspired by Elliot de Bo. The font is tricky. I can't even read this font. Elliot de Bodards. Is that it? Yeah, that's a D. Bodards in the Vanisher's Palace. Sambal with fried rice, inspired by Zenjo's Sorcerer to the Crown series. Vitir with cheese and honey, inspired by S.A. Chakraborty's The Devabad trilogy. Sweet rice porridge, inspired by Kate Elliott's Spirit Walker trilogy. Sorceress's handcrafted omelette, inspired by Andrzej Sapkowski's The Witcher series. Soups and stews. Hot and sour soup, inspired by Robert Jordan's The Wheel of Time series. An ode to a rice porridge, inspired by R.F. Kuang's what's that font? The A's look funny in this font. The Poppy War series. I like that it's whimsical, but sometimes whimsical is hard to read. Spiced seafood stew with beetroot chutney, inspired by N.K. Jemison's Broken Earth trilogy. See, like the E's don't match the rest. It's whimsical, but it messes with my brain. Cheddar ale pottage with wild mushroom salad, inspired by the Witcher series. There's a lot of stuff from the Witcher, or inspired by the Witcher. Fufu and egusi soup, inspired by Ndedi Okorafor's Who Fears Death. Beef and turnip stew, inspired by Patrick Rothfuss's The Kingkiller Chronicles series. A soup to keep the wolf away, inspired by Naomi Novik's Spinning Silver. A simple hunter's stew, inspired by Robin Hobb's The Farseer trilogy. Legionnaire's Blood, inspired by Jim Butcher's Codex Alera series. Suppers. The Hunt. Fresh roasted hens, inspired by Ursula K. Le Guin's Earth-Sea Cycle series. Duck in a pot. Crispy duck confit with pomegranate ginger sauce, inspired by N.K. Jemison's Broken Earth trilogy. Pheasant with thick cream sauce, inspired by Patrick Rothfuss's The Kingkiller Chronicles series. Roasted lark with honey and thyme, inspired by Jacqueline Carey's Cushion's Legacy series. Elia's Rabbit Roast, inspired by Robert Jordan's The Wheel of Time series. The Triumphant Boar, inspired by George R.R. Martin's A Song of Ice and Fire series. Strawberry salad with rabbit, inspired by Patrick Rothfuss's The Kingkiller Chronicles. That one is in this book a lot as well. Again, Kingkiller Chronicle. Venison steak. Sauteed mushrooms with garlic, inspired by N.K. Jemison's Broken Earth trilogy. The Farm. Sausage and apple flatbread, again Kingkiller Chronicles. Coco Van, inspired by Brendan Sanderson's Mistborn series. No Living Man Am I, kebabs, inspired by J.R.R. Tolkien's The Lord of the Rings trilogy. Finally something Lord of the Rings. Solving the meat shortage, also Boko, inspired by N.K. Jemison's Broken Earth trilogy. Honey glazed rotisserie chicken, inspired by the Wheel of Time series. Lamb tajin, inspired by Kate Elliott's Spirit Walker trilogy. Mixed rice with chicken kapsa, inspired by S.A. Chakraborty's The Devbad trilogy. Leg of turkey with gravy, sage, and thyme, inspired by Rin Chupeco's The Bone Witch series. Lamb with rice wrapped in grape leaves, inspired by Jacqueline Carey's Cushion's Legacy series. A shepherd's pie for Bast, kink Chronicles again. Campfire Beans and Brats, inspired by Tamara Pierce's Song of the Lioness series. Honeyed ham with butter, carrots and wine beans, Song of Ice and Fire series. Roasted pork shoulder, pernil with rice and plantains, inspired by Maya Montaigne's Forgery of Magic series. Pork loin with cranberry sauce, inspired by Patricia C. Reed's Enchanted Forest Chronicles. Pork skewers with vegetables, inspired by Brendan Sanderson's Stormlight Archive series. Pot roast with dried fruits and wine, inspired by Anne McCaffrey's Dragon Riders of Bern series. Beef bourguignon, The Witcher series. Roast beef with brown mustard and horseradish, Wheel of Time series. Lekens avocado bowl, inspired by Evan Winter's The Rage of Dragons. Glorious stew with lentils, inspired by literature throughout history. Warrior stir-fried noodles, inspired by the Poppy War series. Bacatch, king crab legs, Stormlight Archive series. Fish Three Ways, Dragon Riders of Bern series. Oysters, clams, and cockles linguine, Song of Ice and Fire series. By the way, it has like a little piece of the story of why it was chosen from any particular series. It has like a little bit of a note at the top of the recipe. Poached fish with white wine sauce and fennel, Cushion's Legacy series. Roasted fish with garlic, yams, and caramelized pearl onions, Broken Earth series. Red-tailed saltfish, snapper, Legacy of Orisha series. Cocktails, Excalibur, The Once and Future King, Kettle, One Ring, The Lord of the Rings trilogy. Ashai Shadowstorm, A Song of Ice and Fire series. Well-Traveled Cosmopolitan, A Darker Shade of Magic series. Copper Cloud Mule, Mistborn series. The Baru Cormorant, The Trader Baru Cormorant. Wildfire, A Song of Ice and Fire series. The Dragon Reborn, The Wheel of Time series. The Flute of Joy, Cushion's Legacy series. Manny's Manhattan, The City We Became. Pyromancer Sazerac, inspired by fantasy literature throughout history. Dandelion's Delight, The Witcher series. Treebeard's Revenge, The Lord of the Rings trilogy. Chasing the Wind, The Kingkiller Chronicles series. Sidecar Mendenbar, Enchanted Forest Chronicles. The Red Lady, A Song of Ice and Fire series. White Walker Russian, A Song of Ice and Fire series. Smaug's Gold Toddy, The Lord of the Rings trilogy. Snacks and Sides. Truthberry Jam, Stormlight Archive series. Yucca Fries, Forgery of Magic series. Mistress Oliveira's Pickle Platter, Wheel of Time series. Celebration Rice, Tale of the Otori series. Cold Chicken with Crusty Bread and Cheese, Spirit Walker trilogy. Charred Broccoli Stock Salad, The Lord of the Rings trilogy, the Fire Roasted Cantaloupe, Broken Earth trilogy, a primer for pork steamed buns, the Poppy War series, Mistress Alvear's bone beef broth, the Wheel of Time series, in-shell roasted crab, Spirit Walker trilogy, Sashimi a la Smeagol, the Lord of the Rings trilogy, Shrimp Gyoza, Tales of the Otori series, Trail Fruit and Jerky, Broken Earth trilogy, Garlic Slathered Bread with Dill, Spirit Walker trilogy, Crystallized Ginger Rock Candy, Broken Earth trilogy, Skewered Street Food Wings with Hot Sauce trio, Beasts Made of Night series, Night Market Grilled Sausage, Shades of Magic series, Baked Pears with Gorgonzola and Candied Walnuts, Kushil Legacy series, Dad's Fish and Chips, Lord of the Rings trilogy, Bay Wraps to Go, Mistborn series, Polish Dumplings, The Witcher series, Puff Puff Donuts, A Song of Wraiths and Ruin series, Late Night Potato Hash, Butter and Beer, The King Killer Chronicle series, Geralt's Life-Saving Grilled Chicken Santo, The Witcher series, Desserts, Mordor Lava Cake, The Lord of the Rings trilogy, Miles Apple Pie, Song of the Lioness series, An Obsessive Flan, Forgery of Magic series, Candied Rose Petals, Kushil Legacy series, Precious Lady Fingers, The Lord of the Rings trilogy, Coconut Pie, Legacy of Orisha series, Runaway Fruit Tarts, Kushil's Legacy series, Ambrosia Bionicos, Brooklyn Brujas series, Cimarron's Cherries Jubilee, Enchanted Forest Chronicles, Storyteller's Milk Candy, Kingdom of Souls series, Butter Week Cakes, Shadow and Bone trilogy, An Unexpected Party Spread, Scones and Bunt Cake, The Hobbit, Mixed Berry Bubbly Tarts, Dragon Riders of Bern series, A Moose for Dragons, Enchanted Forest Chronicles, Bilbo and Frodo's Birthday Cake, Trilogy Layer Cake, The Lord of the Rings trilogy, Feasts, Renly's Tournament Feast, A Song of Ice and Fire series, The Marsilicos Feast, Kushil's Legacy, King's Landing Barbecue, Charred and Smoked Meats, Game of Thrones series, Not Good Enough Feast for Andive, Spirit Walker trilogy, Red Pepper Sauce Goat Stew with One Pot Rice, Legacy of Orisha series, The Maha's Feast, The Books of Amba, A Seven Treasure Feast, Poppy War series, How to Host a Fantasy Feast, Bibliography. So, that's about it. Conversion card. Okay, so that's it for that book. know if any of these recipes interested you and you'd like me to read through the actual recipes step by step for you. So that was Cooking for Wizards, Warriors, and Dragons by Isabel Mignoni. I really like the way the pages are and all the artwork and how that like brownish color to it. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for subscribing and commenting, liking, and everything. Yeah, hope that helped you fall asleep.